So we asked everybody to write a question, and the first question is that you guys write and you guys asked: is love at first sight real?
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes.
Who said that?
Who said it?
Defend it.
Yes.
Get that mic.
I met my partner right here a year ago. I saw her, fell in love, snatched her up, and she ain't leaving my side. Period.
And that was love at first sight?
Yes, because I loved her demeanor. I loved how her pronouns are she, her, he, him. I loved how she had king energy, very just grounded, strong. And I know she was looking at other people, trying to see what's up with other people. And I didn't even... I was so confident in a way that I didn't expect, and I was like, I want to know who you are, and I want you to do my locks. I want you in my life, and let's get it popping. And she did. Yeah, we've been doing it, so I'm grateful.
I detect no lies.
Okay, let's go. Who else said love at first sight was real?
It's on? All right, cool. All right, my name is Kotan. I just want to make something clear. There's a difference between love and infatuation. You know what I'm saying? So if you have love at first sight, that's understanding. If you have infatuation, that's just like, oh, she looked good.
Like she got a fat booty.
Yeah, like she got that fat. But if you got love, that mean like, yo, she go through the same struggles. You know, she kind of feeling me, I'm feeling her. You know, you might have shared a glance, but like that's first sight still. So that's why I feel like you can have love at first sight.
I'm on the fence. Who's saying love at first sight is bullshit?
I'm gonna say it's bullshit, but I have a question though.
I just got a question real quick. Like, so love, right? Normally people will say it takes a while to somebody to fall in love with somebody. I get to know the person. We have so many similar interests. We have similar values, blah, 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 this and that. So like, how do you tell the difference? I'm not saying love at first sight doesn't exist. I'm just saying, how do you tell the difference between love at first sight and lust at first sight? Because you don't know the person. You just met them. You walk into the room, you see them, damn, that person. It could be an energetic thing, it don't have to be a physical thing, you know what I'm saying? But like, how do you differentiate, I want to sleep with this person, or I really want to get to know this person. There's something about this person that I want to explore their mind more than their body. That's my question.
Yeah, so I feel like you got to know yourself first. You know what I'm saying? So you could have had a past love. You could have had a past love and huh? Yeah, word.
Okay.
You could have had a past love. Say I fell in love with Miss and she gave me a certain vibe and I'm reading that off of you just by your hair texture. She had locks, you have locks. That's love. You feel me? Because I understand your struggle. Not everybody loved their locks at first sight. You feel me?
There's another mic too somewhere. Oops, and I got it.
I do want to clarify. It does take work. It takes a lot of work. It was, immediate. I see this being, I'm attracted. I was dealing with someone else, so I was in my ego. I was definitely feeling a different personality, and I think like it's a feeling you have to trust in yourself. I felt challenged to want to get to know her, and I think that I can fall in love with anybody very easily, but it takes me a lot to want to walk away. So when I met her, I felt like this very strong pull to want to be curious, get to know this person. Like I had to really evaluate my energy and why I was like so pulled, and then be willing to do the work. And this year has been a lot of work. It's not something that love is just like at sight. It's actually cultivated, nurtured, and you have to be willing to go through the challenges and face the uglies and love the bad, and surrender to the growth process. So I feel like love is at first sight is definitely an easy thing to say, but it's better to do with the willingness to put in the work. So that's something I will definitely acknowledge. It takes time.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, nobody on this side thinks of love at first sight?
No, I want to make a comment.
Yo, let's go! Let's go!
Hold on.
Yo, got the mic.
Right now.
Anna, can you give Alan the mic? Let's go. Is it real?
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep it brief, right? I'm gonna say this. I don't think most people have the intellectual responsibility or spiritual responsibility to even know what love at first sight is. So if most people are feeling it, it's more than likely lust, and you're stupid.
Yeah, I want to say something too.
Wait, hold on. But that's also me saying that I am only capable of love at first sight, and only me. That was a joke. That was a joke, guys.
So that was a good point, but I feel like it's different between Americans and non-Americans.
Okay.
So I've been on vacation where like a local male fell in love with me and they swore they was in love. And you ask other people like, is this how they are? Is this how the culture is? And I guess that's their description of love, that they see you, they like you, they feel something, and they're in love. I'm in love with you, baby.
I like shit and I want you.
I love you, shitty. You know what I mean? And you're like, you can't. No, you just met me. It doesn't work like that where I'm from. But where he's from, I guess the conclusion was that there's not a lot of words to say I like you in different countries. So it's either I love you or I don't. You know what I mean? So it was interesting to me. This brother was really trying to convince me he loved me on these 10 days. And I'm like, nah, being where I'm from, it don't work like that. It's just I'm like, I want to, but it just doesn't work like that. No matter how good you look, I can, like he said, it's lust, it's that instant, attraction. But to really be deep in love, to me, it takes time and all these other connection, all these other variables that you're not gonna get in that first sight. That's me.
So the next question was, though, and it's actually on this topic, do you think men on average are emotionally unavailable and lack the ability to be a romantic? No. Who said this? Who wrote this question?
All right, you said say again.
Do you think men on average are emotionally unavailable and lack the ability to be romantic?
No. I think we put up a front that I think is kind of necessary.
But that's still emotionally unavailable.
Well, but in reality, we are emotionally.
But someone got to work for that?
Shouldn't you?
Yeah, you should. Yeah. Shut you. Come on.
Yeah, man. I mean, like.
Oh, I got to break your walls down? Oh, bro. Let's go.
Honestly,
Let's go.
though,
Let's go.
I feel like we don't want to admit it. But in reality, a lot of us are softies, man. Like, we're. Oh, hey. Yeah, you made it. Talking about being emotionally unavailable.
And lack romance, are men nowadays more emotionally unavailable? Lack romance.
Yeah.
I want to say something. I'm single myself, but I have a lot of married female friends. And, there's a lot of married people out there who are not satisfied with their husbands because they're emotionally unavailable. Or they lack romance, and I don't know whether it's this before marriage thing or just the honeymoon phase or before the kids or before work. I don't know what it is, but there are a lot of brothers who put on all that, Prince Charming stuff for a while or, before the children or before whatever, and then drop the ball. You have your wife, I guess you're used to it, you drop the ball. But let me tell you something, fellas. No matter how old we get, we still want to be romanced, whether you write in small notes or whether you just say you're beautiful or whether you take us out. There's no expiration date on romance. So I just want to say that. Don't get comfortable with a woman and lose her because you figured I got her now. I guess I don't gotta do this.
What you're telling me?
Let me unbutton my belt now. Show her my belly really big. Nah, don't.
Were you telling me about your friends though? He didn't like her. From what you're telling me about your friends, he didn't like her.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, from a masculine perspective, we can be romantic and emotionally available. We're just not trained to be. Now, relationships, in my opinion, are about growth. So if you with a woman, right, and you're a rough dude, you know what I'm saying? You're not used to expressing yourself like that. Shit. Like, damn, I like this girl. This girl, she's cute, she make me feel some type of way, you know what I'm saying? ways I'm not used to feeling, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to tell her I love her, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know how, So, some dudes, we struggle with that, and you gotta I'm sure on the woman's side too, there's areas where she could grow, but from a masculine perspective, I know you guys, hung out with your homies, and when a woman comes around, there's a certain softer side of us that comes out. When we're hanging around each other, we're rough. You know what I'm saying? Like, what up, bro? What up, yo? Tapping each other up and shit. Yeah. Let's. What?
That's a lie. Wait. Yo, V, you have something to say?
Yeah. I think that it takes two to tango in the sense where women don't give men the opportunity to actually show their emotions, because from past experiences, we stay getting hurt. You feel me? We stay getting hurt from women, honestly.
She's gonna use it against you.
Exactly. That's why I don't. Yeah.
But I would say, X, that's cap. Because, wait, because I was gonna say, a lot of men are more vulnerable with their friends than they are with their women. That's real.
But
is that real or not? Is that real or not?
I think there's a difference between a vulnerability and being romantic. Like, when I say romantic, I mean like candlelit, being soft with a woman, knowing how to caress her, being soft with her, because men were rough. So if I'm hanging with my homies, I'm gonna be rough with them. Like, yo, what's good, nigga? We might fight, you know what I'm saying? Play fight, I might punch my nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I ain't gonna punch my homegirl, what the fuck? I'm not gonna do that. I'll punch my homie, he'll punch me back. When I'm with a woman, I'm softer, my voice changes, like everything about me is different. We're not. We just have to train to learn how to open that up. Because when we're around dudes all the time, when we're rough, and we're around a pretty girl that we like, we're like, damn, how do I communicate my feelings for her? If we're used to just being rough, we have to learn how to be soft. That's what I'm saying.
Be even saying that. I'm gonna ask a woman, but I'm saying, but you said you're training yourself to be rough. You're training yourself to be emotionally unavailable. Now, ladies, though, what do you guys think? Can I get back over there? In the end, I got you after.
Yeah, you can. What, you want me to go first? Yeah, you can go first. Oh, I was just going to say that, if you want a really good relationship, you got to be willing to grow on both sides. And if you're not, your relationship can die. No matter how much you love that person, if you grow beyond them, it's over. So that means talking, that means sharing, that means digging. Because relationships are only easy if you can do that, So that's just my thought.
Let go! Okay. What you got to say?
Okay. So I think in terms of emotional unavailability, not just speaking on men, but speaking on anyone, it really matters how emotionally available you are with yourself. I feel like a lot of people want their partners to teach them. They want their partners to grow with them. And all that's good and sweet. But if you can only meet yourself a certain way, you're only going to get so far with somebody else. You're looking for that, but you're not even finding that in yourself first. So I do think a lot of men and women are emotionally unavailable because they're either, we're obviously socialized really differently, whether how you grew up, your family life, whatever experiences you have. I do think people have a hard time letting go of things. So you're holding on to trauma. Oh, someone broke my heart in 5th grade. I can't let that go. So I do think people are pretty emotionally available across the board.
And challenge each other.
Challenge each other. You sound like you don't believe in love at first sight, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay. See, we finally got someone to say it.
I have an answer as well. My bad. I'm Ace. Nice to meet y'all. I'm somebody who takes my personal time very serious. So like I do spiritual retreats, right? Like I go to different islands, different places by myself, get into them myself, and when I come back, I'm more refreshed. So what I tell people is like, when you're in relationships, just find time to groom yourself. So then you're not looking for other people to groom you. Refresh your mind, give yourself a new fresh start, and give people opportunity to allow themselves to show who they are with your growth as well. Instead of putting such a standard like, I'm used to this, or why you not doing this, or like, it's just people put so many set standards on each person from the last person, and then we're like wondering like where this systematic way of talking and connecting with people go. So I just say, Love yourself. Learn how to love yourself first. Take yourself on spiritual journeys. You know what I'm saying? Shut your phone off. Don't talk to the people that you're with. Go and let the world connect with you. Come back and see if you feel the same way about that person. And then give yourself a chance, not them, because they might not have the opportunity to travel like you or to find that inner love for themselves. So the more you love yourself, it makes people easier to fall in love with you. That's what I learned. Like, I love myself a lot. So and I love my family and all that. So once I connect with a female, like, she's gonna feel that the love is there. So just love yourself first and then grow from there.
Amen. Oh man, listen, I'm asking the question, but I didn't put this question out there, right? So we'll make that disclosure. But the question is, women, could you date a bisexual man? I'm gonna give you time to think about it. Listen. Escucha, por favor. Now listen, it's 2022. Most likely, you already have. Let's just be honest. I'm just gonna throw that out there, all right? And that's okay. And it's okay. We still alive to tell about it. But just think about it. Without feeling like you have to respond how society tells you to respond. Because there's a lot of women who are okay with that. And there's a lot of couples who are very open with the things they do sexually that pleases each other. Just anything, though. You know what I mean? But think about it. Could you date a bisexual man? Now, I'll go first. I will say that I was someone who would say, no, hell no. You know? And I still, feel like I wouldn't necessarily have that on my top 5 things that I want my man to be. However, I've grown open to the fact that sexuality is very fluid. There are people who like different things, and, if you're comfortable with it, go for it. Me particularly, I would say I stumbled upon it, and I said, well, by accident, let me see how this goes. Nah, I can't. Me personally. However, I don't have the same, prejudgments or stigma that I used to have. I feel like, if that's okay, do that. And I hope you find somebody who can work that out with, and y'all can live your lives. I know a lot of married couples, once again, who are happily married because they are open and non-judging, and they allow each other to be pleased in ways that don't matter outside their house, to be honest with you, because it's why they're together this long. So no, for me. But I'm open,
I just feel like when it comes to femininity, we're allowed to have so many levels. Like, we're allowed to be soft and aggressive and powerful and submissive, dominant. I think femininity has all those levels. But then we think about masculinity in men, they're only allowed to be leaders and be dominant. And I feel like if women can have those variations of submissive and dominant and who they choose to, show those parts of themselves to, men should as well. And that comes with bisexuality and being dominant with the woman and letting themselves to let go of layers with men. But a lot of women, especially Black women, can't handle that dynamic when it comes to the men we want in our household. So it's definitely a tough.
So you're pro-bi?
100%. Yeah. Pro-bi. Yeah.
I would definitely date a bisexual man. I think that sexuality is a spectrum and people should be allowed to explore whatever they want to explore. And love is based off of energy and attraction is based off of energy. And I don't think that anything like your sexual preference should have a say on, that energy, that connection with somebody else. So
that doesn't take away from the masculinity?
No.
So I feel like masculinity, as we talked about training and men being trained to be a certain way, I think it's a lot of pressure for women to be like, okay, I'll just I have to adjust to this person being bisexual when the true meaning of bisexuality is just being able to love by their own definition. And the safe space comes with being able to express your femininity, your masculinity outside of your programming, outside of your training. And so, like, you know, I personally, I'm lesbian, but in the times that I was exploring my queerness, I tried to date a man who was into just like bisexual play, but was very heterosexual, and I was very confused because for me, I was like, how are you doing that? Because I was programmed to expect a man to be a certain way, but I had to deepen myself and see this person as like, no, he just likes pleasure in these ways, but he's very much secure in his identity, and that takes a lot of work. And we as people, not just women, but we as people should just support people to navigate what pleasure looks like, what pleasure feels like, and not expect it to be a certain form or like this. You know, women should support men being bisexual. No, men should support men for exploring pleasure in the different ways and not expect women to be performative. You know, it's really a responsibility on the individual to navigate what pleasure should feel like and look like. And then we all can create safe spaces to express that and support that. But for those who do want that, you know, it's really about how you ask for it, how you navigate and create, you know, your safety, because you're in your right to desire pleasure, period. And that shouldn't be based on a woman's, you know, it should be based on your desires.
And I think also with partnership too, I think we expect our partner to kind of satisfy a lot of our own needs and ourselves. But in actuality, we should really be giving that to ourselves and allowing our partners to be whoever they are and explore whatever they want to explore and vice versa, and have that confidence within ourselves